Gordon.
Alright everybody, how's it going? I'm going to show you my setup here. First thing, I've got the M-Audio audio interface, and I have my Skull Candy headphones, which I own a ton of their products, and APC 40, which are remapped for Traktor on my Asus laptop with an i7. And then I have 4 LPD8s. Now the 4 LPD8s is because there's 4 decks I can use within Traktor, and this nice little Skull Candy pipe, that's my chintzy little stereo system out here right now, because I have nothing else. Okay, so first thing is I have my LPD8s, and each one is on each deck, A, B, C, D. They can be on either one. And whenever I have them on pad, that is sending a music note, which is under MIDI. So under MIDI, I have Q play, that's Q, I'm sorry, not Q play, and this is Q play, and it goes if you release. And so basically with your queuing, there is 8 cue points within Traktor. As you can see, there's the little flags there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Every song tech I can put it in and it saves it, and for when I have it set. Now my controls here, I have high, mid, low, filter, key, gain, and then that's pan. Now I only use these if I don't have my MIDI mixer and can't really take out with me all the time. So if you see on the screen right here when I do the high, it is affecting the high on the screen, and mid and low, filter, key, and so on. Now since I don't have any buttons to activate filter and key, 7, 4, 1 and down, and the right arrow is A, B, C, and D for it turns on the filter on the screen, as you can see up here. And then the next row over down here is for each deck on the key, and C, A, B, C, and D. And okay, now say like the track's playing, you have your cue points. You can run through them. Okay, just kind of showing you how that works. Now, on my APC 40, whenever a track is playing and I fire it from here, or from anywhere, that track, it will light up, and C, and D. Now, then you have Q and Q play. So if I already have it set to where I want it to go from in the track, it will fire from the closest flag to it. And then you have load, which will load the next highlighted track in the song. Since that's highlighted, it loads it to that bank. Now, this is for syncing your tracks, which you want whenever you want them all to line their beats up without having to do everything. Now, you also have your master. This tells you which deck is master as long as you're not using an internal clock, which I normally use internal clock, so most of the time I don't use that. And then you have previous and next track. You see here, when I hit previous, it's loading the previous or next song in my track. That's previous, next, back and forth. Now, duplicate, A to B, B to A, C to D, now, and D to C. If I want this song to be duplicated to this deck, I hit that, now they're in both. And if it's already playing, it'll play them from the same spot. So I can remix this without completely drowning out the original song. Now, I also have my effects banks, 3 and 4, but I need to relabel them because it used to be a little different. Now, if I have that on, as you can see up here, it turns my effect bank 3 on. And now I have, that resets it, and you can see it lights it up. It says the buttons there are on. And it lights up on the board. Now, these, when I hit effects right here, that changes these controls. Since there's 8 banks here, but I don't need all 8. Now, as you can see, it affects, if you see it here in 3, that is all the 4 knobs straight across on my APC 40. And then this is 4, and 3 and 4. Now, these up here are for zoom. If you look here at deck C, I can zoom, well, it's got to be playing. Now if you see on C, it zooms in and out. Oops. So you can get a better grid of your track. Now, Either way, okay. Now, if I hit this right here, that changes to gain and pan. That's for when I have a mixer and I'm not using the controls over here. So this is A, B, C, and D for my gain, and this is for pan. Again, if I have my mixer, I don't do it on my LPD8s. Then I've got main, and for my headphones, this controls on the screen, as you can see, the main gain for overall out, and then mix and for my headphones, and then volume for my headphones. Now, beat jumps I typically don't use because it's I screw up. It's outside of my skill level for sure. I always get them out of sync. Now, this is effects bank 1, 2, 3, and 4 for deck A, 1, 2, 3, and 4 for B, C, and D. These are effects banks 1 and 2, the sliders. Those are for 1, those are for 2 right here. And if you can see here on this one, the first one, that's first slider, second slider, third slider, fourth slider. Now the buttons here, that turns the effect on, and then these 2 buttons are the 2 controllers within the effect. Then I have tap tempo for when I'm using my internal clock, and then these are for setting my grid, because sometimes Traktor doesn't detect the beats on its own okay, and I can slightly move the grids to line them up. And so I got set, delete, auto grid, and my crossfader. This I normally don't use, it's a deck selector, but I'm not too worried about it. Now, this up and down, as you can see, changes which effect is in effect bank 3. And then if I hit left and right, it changes between on deck or effects deck 4. And now my keyboard controls. If you see here, I got Q, W, E, and R. These are set up right here for get out here. Say it's playing, and oops, I have no volume. Hold on a minute. There we go. Now, if I just want it to go out, and as you see, A and D on my keyboard change the span and up. And then my space bar is set for to preview a track. It just goes straight to my headphones. And then I got A, if you see that's lit up there, the headphones, and then on my APC 40, A, B, C, and D. That's for my queuing. I guess that is pretty much my setup. Alright, thank you guys, and enjoy.